A blessed Wednesday to us. I'd like to focus on two tiny details, but they mean a lot from today's gospel reading. And this first tiny detail has something to do with how Jesus cured the mother-in-law of Simon. And the word used is rebuke. To rebuke, he rebuked the fever. He also does that in the second section of today's gospel reading when he was curing the sickness of many people. Now, the word rebuke is a word used to a person, not to an impersonal thing. No? So, whatever is the description of the sickness, it is always understood from this grain of the expression that Jesus was rebuking or expelling an influence of the evil spirit. Okay? You can only rebuke a person or a spirit. So the fever that actually was affecting the mother-in-law of Simon is considered from the perspective of Luke as an influence of the evil one. And in fact, that is very true. No? Usahay nindot kay ato ang kondisyon ba? Kay muadto ta sa misa, naatay kasaulugan nga atinan, nga religious nga kasaulugan. Then suddenly, mingon na, uy, mura mo hilangtan. No? Ilabi na ko naatay papil sa maong kasaulugan. No? The devil knows how to actually hinder us. No? This is the reason why not all fever, not all sickness are actually physical or physiological. And this is something that we have to take into account because the Gospel of St. Luke always takes into perspective to a higher level anything that is happening, and it is always connected with the so-called the supernatural. And this is the reason why Jesus came to destroy the kingdom of the evil one. Now, the second the tiny bit of information is connected with how Peter is named in the Gospel of St. Luke at this very start of the ministry of Jesus. He is still referred to as Simon. And in fact, the cure of his mother-in-law is right before his vocation, his calling. Now, he will be called by Jesus in the next chapter. We are still in chapter 4. And according to a very interesting and creative understanding, this curing of Simon or Peter's mother-in-law has something to do with how he really desired, even if how sinful he was. He actually accepted that when he was called by the Lord, to follow Jesus. Di ba ingon ana man sadta? Di ba natay intensyon nya matuman ang intensyon? Kita nga nangayo sa moong intensyon alang sa usa ka tawo, di ba? Mura bag maikog, no? I think something very human is here actually transpiring. And that is part of how God calls each of us to a particular vocation. There are certain reasons for it. And that reason is enough as a grounding, as a grounding reason. Pangutan-an, pag-interview mo mga seminarista o mga pari, nga nung sulod mo sa seminaryo, no? Naagid sila particular nga, murag, I don't know if you can call it kaikog. Yung ana man mga Pilipino ba? No? But it is always traced with something that God has done in our lives. And so also, even if not all of us are priests or sisters, we have our own vocations and we have reasons or certain reasons that we can thank the Lord. And this is one way of bringing this Eucharistic celebration today in that particular context. And together with that, as I said at the beginning of the Mass, we continuously thank the Lord for the copious blessings and graces we get from creation. But it's not just only a thing that we just receive. We also have to care for it, to defend the earth, as Pope Francis has already made this as an important purpose, an important reason, and an important cause to care for the earth. And not just even pray for it, pray for the care, but we really have to care because the earth is the only home that we have. And it is God's gift to all of us. Amen.